I've never had a positive encounter with Mossad. I've never met a CIA officer who has. Mossad doesn't care what you think or what you're trying to accomplish. They care only about Israel. Born in 1949, in the shadow of Israel's bloody war for independence, Mossad was built with a single, stark mission: ensure the young nation's survival at any cost. Its story is one of legendary heroics and feared efficiency. But behind that reputation lies another narrative, one of espionage against its closest ally, stolen secrets, bloody cover-ups, and haunting questions about America's darkest day. How far will Mossad go to protect Israel, even if it means betraying America? And why does Washington so often look the other way? The State of Israel was born in fire in 1948. Within hours, the armies of 5 neighboring nations descended upon it. Against all odds, Israel survived, but with a lesson carved into its national psyche. Survival was impossible without superior intelligence. Even before independence, Jewish underground groups had run spies and saboteurs. Drawing from this legacy, Israel's first Prime Minister, David Ben-Gurion, created the Mossad in December 1949. Its mission was to gather intelligence abroad, run covert operations, and protect Jews everywhere. From its inception, Mossad lived with 2 faces. To Israelis, it was a vital shield against annihilation. To the outside world, it was a dagger without borders. Mossad's early exploits won global admiration. Its most famous triumph was the 1960 capture of Adolf Eichmann, one of the architects of the Holocaust, in Buenos Aires. Snatched off the street, smuggled to Israel, and tried for his crimes, Eichmann's capture cemented Mossad's legend as an agency of relentless justice. But even as it hunted Nazis, Mossad was engaged in darker, more clandestine work. As Israel secretly built its nuclear bomb at Dimona, the United States officially opposed its development. Suspicion soon fell on a company in Apollo, Pennsylvania, where hundreds of pounds of highly enriched uranium went missing over a decade. U.S. intelligence believed it was smuggled to Israel, a brazen heist of America's nuclear stockpile by its own ally, a case that remains officially unsolved. Then came a 1967 attack on the USS Liberty. The U.S. Navy intelligence ship, flying a large American flag and stationed in international waters, was brutally assaulted by Israeli jets and torpedo boats. 34 American sailors were killed and 171 wounded. Israel claimed a case of mistaken identity, but survivors found this impossible to believe. Was the Liberty attacked for intercepting secrets about Israel's nuclear program, to cover up war crimes, or as a false flag to draw America into the war? The truth was buried. Washington accepted Israel's apology and compensation, choosing to preserve the alliance over demanding accountability. The 1972 Munich Olympics massacre, where Palestinian gunmen murdered 11 Israeli athletes, prompted a ruthless response: Operation Wrath of God. Mossad agents hunted down those believed responsible across Europe, executing them in cafes, on streets, and in their homes. The world saw the agency's grim determination and its fallibility when operatives in Norway killed an innocent waiter in the Lillehammer affair. To supporters, it was the necessary cost of justice. To critics, it was murder without borders. In 1976, Mossad's intelligence prowess enabled one of history's most daring rescue missions. When an Air France flight was hijacked to Entebbe, Uganda, Israeli commandos flew 2,500 miles, stormed the terminal, and rescued 102 hostages in a blistering firefight. The raid was a stunning success, a testament to courage and precise intelligence, though it cost the life of the unit's commander, Jonathan Netanyahu. By the 1980s, Israel was a regional power, but its appetite for American secrets was insatiable. In 1985, the U.S. discovered that its friendliest ally was also its most relentless spy. Jonathan Pollard, a U.S. Navy intelligence analyst, was caught selling suitcases full of America's most sensitive classified documents to Israel. The CIA called it one of the most damaging breaches in U.S. history. Israel first denied, then admitted Pollard was their agent. He was sentenced to life in prison, but was granted Israeli citizenship behind bars. After 30 years, he was paroled and moved to Israel, where he was welcomed as a national hero, not a traitor. Pollard was just the beginning. Through the 80s and 90s, U.S. counterintelligence repeatedly caught Israel stealing American technology, F-16 blueprints, missile telemetry, and satellite designs. A 1998 report concluded Israel was one of the most aggressive, friendly spies the U.S. had ever faced. Yet, Washington continued to look the other way. The dawn of the new millennium brought new enemies, and with them, the most disturbing whispers yet. On September 11, 2001, as the Twin Towers burned, 5 men were seen filming the carnage from New Jersey, appearing to celebrate. Caught with cameras, box cutters, and thousands in cash, they were Israelis. The FBI held them for 71 days before deporting them without explanation. Years later, one of them admitted on Israeli television, "Our purpose was to document the event." The question remains, how did they know to have cameras rolling before the world understood what was happening? In the ensuing War on Terror, Mossad was a vocal proponent of the intelligence, claiming Saddam Hussein had WMDs, stockpiles that never materialized. And even during sensitive U.S. negotiations with Iran, reports surfaced that Mossad was spying on its American ally, passing intelligence to Congress to sabotage the deal. In the 21st century, espionage moved into the digital realm, and Mossad evolved once more. The Stuxnet virus, which crippled Iran's nuclear program in 2010, is widely believed to be a joint U.S.-Israeli cyber operation. But this new power came with new perils. Israeli companies like NSO Group sold powerful spyware like Pegasus, which was used to hack the phones of American diplomats, journalists, and even associates of murdered Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. When a U.S. response to this hacking by an ally was muted and cautious, it appeared to be the same old double standard. This pattern extends to influence operations in Washington. AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, wields immense power but operates without the scrutiny applied to other foreign lobbies. This was starkly illustrated when 2 AIPAC officials were indicted for conspiring to receive classified information from Pentagon analyst Larry Franklin. The charges were eventually dropped, but the line between lobbying and espionage had been blurred beyond recognition. Critics will argue that America's CIA has done the same, if not worse. And they are right. The CIA has toppled governments and run illegal operations. But there's a crucial difference. When the CIA is caught, it is a national scandal. When Mossad is caught, Washington often shrugs. An American ship is attacked, and it's a mistake. An American traitor is celebrated as a hero in Israel. American phones are hacked with Israeli spyware, and the response is tepid. The double standard is undeniable. Supporting Israel's right to exist and sharing deep cultural ties does not require turning a blind eye when its intelligence service betrays America's trust. The story of Mossad is a complex tapestry of survival, courage, and, too often, betrayal. The central, unresolved question remains: why is one ally consistently held above accountability?